First, I think I should describe the neighborhood, because the neighborhood is where my house is, and my house is where my mother is. You can't understand one thing without the other. You can't understand why I don't leave. Because I could leave. I could leave tomorrow. The neighborhood has changed since I was little. These houses, originally for workers, were built along these narrow streets back in the 30s. Stone houses with lovely little gardens and tall windows with iron shutters. One could say that it was the residents themselves who gradually ruined the houses with all their innovating. The air conditioning units, the tiled roofs, a tacked-on upper story made of different materials, exterior facings and paint jobs in ridiculous colors, cheaper knockoffs replacing the original wooden doors. But aside from the residents' poor taste, the neighborhood suffered because it became an island. On one side, we're bordered by the avenue. It's like an ugly river we have to ford, and there's nothing much along its shores. To the south, we have the housing projects, which have grown ever more dangerous, with kids selling crack on the stairways and sometimes pulling guns on one another when they fight, or firing into the air if they're mad after a soccer loss. To the north is a tract of land that was supposed to be developed into some kind of sports field, but that never happened. And now the area is occupied by very poor houses, the best ones made of concrete blocks, the more precarious ones of tin and cardboard. The housing project and this slum merged to the east of our neighborhood. I understand how things go. If misery is stalking you the way it does everyone in my country and my city, and you have to resort to crime in order to survive, then that's what you do. There's more money in crime than in lawful work. In any case, there isn't much lawful work available, not for anyone. And if living a better life entails risk, well, it's a risk many people are willing to take. Few of my neighbors, the inhabitants of this island of little houses built when the world was different, think the way I do. I want to be clear. I get scared sometimes, too. I don't want a stray bullet to hit me either, or my daughter when she rarely comes to visit. I don't want to be regularly robbed at the bus stop or whenever I'm in a car waiting at a red light on the corner by the projects. I, too, go home crying when a teenager pulls a knife on me and snatches my phone. But I don't want to kill them all. I don't think they're a bunch of freeloaders and immigrants and miscreants and deadbeats, all expendable and unsalvageable. My ex-husband, who works for an oil company and lives in Patagonia, tells me that the neighbors are just afraid. I tell him that fascism generally starts with fear and then turns into hatred. He tells me I should sell the house and move to the south to be closer to him. We're divorced, but we're friends. We've always been friends. His new wife is delightful. I tend to use our daughter, Carolina, as an excuse for staying here. But it's just an excuse. Carolina lives far away from me and from this house, and she works as a fashion editor at a glossy magazine. She doesn't need me,